Hello, everybody. It's been a while, and we want to welcome you to the 16th edition of the School Improvement Services Podcast. My name is Gretchen Bruner. I'm the Executive Director of School Improvement Services, and with me is Sean Aker, our Student Success Act Coordinator. Easy for me to say.
Yeah. Good.
Sean, do you want to share some updates with us?
Of course. Yeah. We've got several events coming on. I'll just run through. I'll just go through the list. As always, in the court notes, we've got the full list of professional development from our department that's listed in there. But on 11/30, on November 30th, we've got our first 9th grade on track community of practice. We are really looking forward to that. The Center for High School Success is going to be partnering with us this year. They're going to be doing a lot of the initial content delivery, taking us through their framework, the evidence-based framework that has been so successful across the state based on the University of Chicago framework for their success work with 9th grade over there. We have 9 teams from the region that are signed up so far.
That's awesome.
So yeah, we're really looking forward to that. And this is no cost to our districts. And we really do want high school success teams. So it aligns with the student investment account portion of the funding and, of course, high school success.
Perfect.
So, then jumping all the way ahead into January, there just isn't a lot going on, in December. Right?
Well, there is a lot
well,
going
there is
on
a lot
in December.
going on. Yeah.
We're
right.
just trying not to attack districts with it, with all the other things that they have going on in the 2 weeks of December that they get.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, and as I am kind of looking at this and sharing this with everyone, I think one of the things that we're always trying to be mindful of is that we are offering this to a limited pool of people. And people don't have a lot of capacity. And so it's really important that you connect with your building or your district leadership and identify what is going to be the most valuable, what aligns with your goals when choosing some of these workshops. Because what we have coming up in January and February, there's some full day stuff, and people are going to have to make some choices because we know that folks it's really hard to get out of buildings right now. So January 24th and 25th, we have a 2-day collaborative problem solving. It's Tier 2, and folks needed to have completed Tier 1 training to attend. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me or to Holly Dalton. On the end of January, January 30th, January 31st, and February 1st, the Science Curriculum Adoption Fair. You can come and connect with vendors on any of those 3 days. And the middle day, the 31st, we're actually going to be open from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. So worth noting. And you can register for those days. And if you have any questions, you reach out to Jerry Zhang on that one.
Perfect.
And we'll put his email in the chat. Moving into February, on February 9th, we've got our next opportunity for the Oregon Cell Standards Framework. We had great participation at the last one, and the feedback was outstanding. Folks indicated that it was the best SEL training they had ever been to. And
it was great. I
good.
attended part of the first. It was awesome.
We had several of our folks be there supporting that. Angela Hilo, she's new to our team. She was kind of leading that particular workshop, and she'll be leading this one as well.
She does a fantastic job.
Yeah, in association with other members of our team, of course, but a lot of great feedback. So on February 13th, save the date for this one. It is the School Safety Summit. It will be a full-day event. Awesome feedback from last year. We're really looking at including the strategic partners that our districts want us to include around mental health and behavior, around school safety, and really helping to bring all those things together, targeting some of those needs. I hate to say metric based, but when we talk about chronic absenteeism, we know that some of the root causes might have to do with mental health, might have to do with social needs and social determinants. And so there will be some conversation about that. And so save the date. As soon as we have the registration link, we'll probably send a separate email out about that one. And then on the 15th, February 15th, is our next Envoy. We already have a lot of folks registered for that one. So that's classroom management, nonverbal classroom management training. That's been highly effective for a lot of our newer teachers or teachers who need a little additional support with classroom management skills. And then the last one that I'll mention, Gretchen, is we don't have a date for this one yet. We're thinking later in February for this, but we are partnering with Attendance Works, and we just fully executed that contract. Similar to the Center for High School Success, attendance works folks are going to be coming in and doing that content delivery. Our team will come alongside and co-learn. And then the partnership with attendance works after these communities of practice, our team will, in a sense, kind of receive some marching orders from attendance works. And then we will go out and follow up with the teams. Based on the needs of the various teams in the districts, looking at the data, the priorities, districts or teams availability to commit, we might look at some expert coaching with attendance works alongside of us.
Great.
So it'll be a great opportunity, and we'll get, as soon as we have a date.
Excuse me.
Bless you. As soon as we have a date on that one, Remy will cut that. As soon as we have a date on that one, we'll get that out. Those are the priority things to know about. Again, going back to the full list of the professional development in that newsletter, we are doing our best to try to get everything out there with the intention that come springtime, you're going to see stuff for the fall and into the winter. So
great.
Yeah. What about you? What's up with ODE?
So many things. Since it's been a while, we have some. Give me just a second. There we go. Okay, so early literacy success grant application is out. There is quite a bit of information included on your due dates and the process. So right now we're October to November developing plans. We've had a session. There's another session happening today to support our districts. Reach out if there's any additional support that you may need to Holly Dalton or Amber Gardner.
Jenny Pond
and Jenny Pond as well. As far as the assessment and accountability update, there were many repeats in that communication that came out through ODE. Just remember, you need to have your district testing coordinator training and your site coordinator trainings done. There's a draft of the Oregon's Computer Science Education Statewide Implementation Plan that has come out with a survey, and ODE is asking for us for our feedback in that survey. So please take some time to review that for your districts and provide feedback. The Office of Indian Education is going to have some special office hours coming up for Native American Heritage Month. On November 14th from 4 to 5:15, they're having a Celebrating Tribal Sovereignty and Identity session, which looks to be amazing. There's a link so you can register. And they've also put out a new tribal consultation toolkit to kind of help through some of those interactions and that work together. One of the things that I wanted to share is that we had our tribal history, shared history training this last week, and they talked about celebrating tribal sovereignty, and we had a former member of the tribal council there to share some information, and it was very powerful. And so those will there'll be more of that coming up as well. Can
I share a couple of quotes from that event? That event was it's so good, and they've been so good.
They've been fabulous
throughout. I mean, teachers are really picking up just a lot. And there were two quotes, two educators. One said, as an educator, it's embarrassing that I don't know this, which really speaks to like, oh man, like we didn't know. We didn't learn it growing up. In most cases, we just didn't learn about it.
And I think the message was, it's not embarrassing. Don't be embarrassed by that.
You don't have to be embarrassed.
Move on from here.
Move on. Mm-hmm. The other quote, which was kind of, just right after that one, was a teacher asked, was this intentionally left out when we were kids? And, some people are going to say yes. It was left out. I mean, this stuff actually happened, and what we're learning about right now and what teachers are picking up, what our tribal members can share with us about Oregon's history, First Nations here in Oregon. It's amazing. It's sad, it's exciting, and it's really nice to see the pivot.
Yeah. Tiffany Keppinger and Jerry Jong have done a fabulous job with that work. So excited to have more of that to come.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks.
ESEA Title 1A annual comparability calculations are due on December 1st. The email includes templates and resources, and that's linked in here. You must submit an executed comparability report superintendent signature page. That's included in there as well.
Just a quick plug. Accuplacer is super cheap, and if you are hiring new paraprofessionals, you can come to the Willamette ESD, and those paraprofessionals can be trained. $3 a test, $30 assessment, site fee. We also have 2 remote sites, Chemeketa in Yamhill and Chemeketa at the main campus here in Salem. Or districts can have a local proctor, so a person can complete the Accuplacer training to be a local proctor examiner.
Perfect.
Yeah, so
perfect.
A lot of access there and that would go right in with that Title 1A.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The McKinney-Vento wraparound service office hours were updated. Quite a bit of information in there, something to check out. Early literacy success school district grant application. There's just another reminder in there that the submission window opens December 1st through January 8th. And you can backdate your expenses to October 1st. They have a new kind of updated web page, and I've linked that in here to help out. There are new K-12 health education standards, and they are out. ODE is doing quite a bit of work, and there's a ton of information within their email. As an ESD, of course, we'll be providing support, unpacking those standards and the curriculum adoption and some of that work going forward. Aligning for student success, there's a couple of things coming up. Your final Perkins-Eagams claims for 22-23 are November 15th, and your Perkins annual fiscal report is due at that same time, so don't forget those things. And Quarter 2 reports aren't due till January 31st, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so you got a little bit of time there for your SIA financial audit. There's a repeat on information on your early indicator and intervention systems training. There's no cost to districts. There's a training flyer there through ODE. At a glance, school and district profiles were released, and so there is a link in here for that as well. A repeat on AP and IB information. There's also some technical changes to identifying CSI and TSI schools and updates to federal school improvement funds. I'm not going to try and unpack all of that in this right now. I just wanted to make sure that you can see those technical changes and all of those pieces, and that you and bring that email to your attention. We've already talked about science instructional materials adoption, and the list is attached here.
Yeah.
Anything I missed?
No, I was going to go back for a second just to the CSI TSI. I think it might be important for some of our folks that are listening who are maybe responsible for the CSI TSI work and executing that in their districts. Might be helpful to know that the statewide, the Education Service District integrated liaisons, so myself, a couple other folks on our team, we've been working with the state, learning about the CSI TSI schools, how districts are getting listed as one of those schools. And when you look at the reasons why, we can see from some of the work that we're doing, the ongoing work, if I was going to be real specific, the SWELL ELD, right, our emerging bilinguals, some of our districts have schools that were identified for that reason. And we have services. So within our region, we offer a lot of services or supports that districts may or may not be accessing. And we want to make sure that we're targeting the schools to help them identify whether or not they could or should maybe engage to support their process in the CSI TSI work.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very helpful. Again, science adoption instructional materials list is attached. Your ESEA Title 1D October caseload is open now through December 1st. Make sure to get those in. And there's also a language arts educator update with some really awesome resources. Grades 11 and 12 crosswalk for English language arts and literacy standards, AP and IB. So really great resource for your juniors and seniors. And then also a new learning standards page for K-5. So as we're going through all of this literacy work, all of this language arts specific type work, making sure that you have those resources and you utilize them. So OD's putting those together for you. And that's what I have from the list of emails that's gone through.
Yeah. I just want to encourage folks that are listening, if you've got questions, if you've got some questions for ODE, or maybe you've got some questions that you want to speak with at the regional Willamette School Improvement Leaders Group. If I know that's, a couple of our listeners maybe, right? If you've got those questions, you want to elevate them, we can take those to ODE, and then we can bring them in. We can kind of have a little bit of pre-work done going into a meeting if we know the questions ahead of time. Prepare the state to answer some of those questions and respond. That can be really helpful. So you just let us know. Yeah.
And if you bring those to us, we can not just prepare the state, but find the right person to come
speak
at a meeting or to join us in a podcast, do something of that nature to help just elevate your concerns and find the information for you. We know you have a lot going on in a day in a school building and in a district, and we're here to support you. That's why we're a service district. We're here to serve you and help. So
yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me again today.
Yeah,
this has been great, and thank you all for tuning in. We hope you have an excellent couple of weeks before a little bit of a break, and know that, again, that we're here for you. Take care.
Yeah, thanks.